Hi everyone, my name is Rich and welcome back to the channel. I want to ask you a question. What would you do today if you weren't scared? Or if you weren't afraid to, what would you do today? This is a really interesting question because it gets you thinking about what your fear is stopping you from doing. So my fear would stop me doing this stuff, because it has stopped me doing this stuff for years, especially standing here and talking outside in public. Well, I say public, it's not public, but still it feels public because you're talking to yourself, like you're talking to a camera. So this is something I would be doing if I wasn't scared. But I answered that question to myself. Well, if I wasn't scared, I'd probably go and do a vlog in the garden. Aha! So go and do the thing. Okay, some things you might not be able to do today. Like, well, if I wasn't scared, I'd do skydiving. You might not be able to organise that today. But I'm thinking about creative stuff and how this creative stuff that we do and the boundaries we put in place for creativity also then affect the way we approach the rest of our lives. You know, this idea that if you're too scared to produce work, videos, art, music, sculptures, dance, if you're too scared to produce the things that you want to, but you're too scared to, then what other stuff are you stopping yourself from doing because you're too scared to do it? It's really freeing, but it's also incredibly revealing. It kind of feels like when you start to do the things that you're scared of, it feels a little bit like getting naked in public. Well, I can't say I've done that many times, but if at all, actually. Anyway, it feels like, I imagine what it would feel like to start getting naked in public. Like you're stripping yourself bare for everybody to look and to judge. But that's not the point. Because what you want to kind of do is go, well, who cares? Like, why does it matter if the neighbours hear me recording this? I don't know, there's loads of YouTubers who will go out and like do this on a busy street. I'm not there yet. I'll get there. But who cares if the neighbours hear it? Who cares if they're like, ooh, what's he doing? And that's the kind of the point. Think of those things that you're stopping yourself from doing that you actually want to do. I mean, talking of stuff that's scary that you wouldn't normally do, there's a biplane up there doing barrel rolls. Cool beans. Anyway, rural England, here we are. So what is it stopping you, and why is it stopping you? Why are you afraid of that? I'm afraid that someone might hear me doing this and think it was weird. And that's what it comes back to again. It keeps coming back to this thing of like, I'm afraid someone's going to think I'm weird. People will think you're weird even if you're trying not to be weird. You know, it was kind of one of the reasons why when I was a kid, a teenager, I used to dress the way I dressed. I'd have like almost ridiculously baggy trousers to the point where they were made for a 7-foot man. And I would have huge Hawaiian shirts that were just far too big for me. And I'd have, I don't know, 30 bracelets on my arm, like huge chains hanging from here. And I knew I was scared to wear it in public, but I would do it because I wanted to embrace the things I wanted to do. It was like I was aware even then that the fear could have stopped me, and did occasionally stop me, from doing the stuff I wanted to do. I'm not saying go and do bad stuff because you want to do it. I'm saying share that stuff that you're scared to share. film that video you're afraid to film, write that music you're afraid to do, and then you take that and you go, well, where are you afraid to go on holiday but secretly want to go? Because that's the thing, it's not just about, well, I'm scared to do that, and I also don't want to do it. Often there's a fear, but there's that little voice going, I really want to do it, but I'm so scared. You know, it's like stood on the top of a big diving board. Kind of, there's still a part of you that's like, jump! And then the other part of you is like, I don't wanna. And that's what it's like. But it's like that with even small things. Like, I'm scared to sit down and do my accounts. Because in case I don't like the stuff I see. You know, oh, not too much going out, not enough coming in, or the other way around, whatever. That fear is everywhere. You know, I'm afraid to go for a walk because I don't want to be left just me and my thoughts. It's that stuff. And then it goes to the music you're creating. Like, I've got an album I made, which is kind of like a mixture of my organic trailer music with a bit of metal and whispering. It's unusual. I can't label it yet, and I'm scared to share it. I shared one track once, and I've written a whole album of it, and I'm scared to share it. I haven't released it yet. Because I think, if I'm completely honest with myself, the thing that scares me is that I really love it and I'm really proud of it and it excites me, and it feels closer to me than a lot of the music I do. So I will have to go and share that now. Damn it. I thought I'd do this first though, because I was like, oh, I'm a bit scared to go do a vlog outside. Maybe I'll just sit in my study again. Which is fine, because sometimes it's England. Sometimes the weather's not great and I wanted to wear a t-shirt. But it's just something, a question you can apply all day, every day to yourself. It's very, very similar to another question I like, which is, what are you putting off? And then you write down the things you're putting off and you put that to the top of your to-do list. It's the same here. What are you afraid of doing today? A bit afraid to share that album. Whoop, donk. No, I have to share it. So I want you to ask yourself that question. What am I afraid to share? What am I afraid to do? And if I wasn't afraid, what would I do today? How would it change the shape of my day? You know, there's a part of me that when I sit down to work in the mornings, there's a part of me that's afraid to not check my emails. Like, that's ridiculous. There's a part of me that's afraid to just sit and do music. It's amazing how many fears we have that we're just holding on to. And it would do all of us the world of good to let go of them and just run into that fear. Before you guys start typing the comment, yes, I'm aware that this fear is important when we're crossing a road or there's a house burning down. You know, I'm not suggesting run into traffic. In fact, I'm definitely not suggesting that. Don't do anything silly or dangerous. Although silly, silly. See, I've embarrassed myself, and now I'm feeling scared. I've said the wrong thing. I just think it's amazing, and that's why I'm really loving doing these, because they scare me. It's one thing to do like a kind of like close-up YouTube vlog when it's like, hey, 3 chord progressions you didn't know that you didn't know. Ha! But it's another thing to be like, I'm scared to do these vlogs, so I'm going to do these vlogs. What are you scared to do? Go and do that stuff. So this video obviously is mostly focused on creative stuff, but it's also focused on sort of everyday life. How can you bring those things that you're afraid of into your life and embrace them and see how that makes you feel? Does it make you feel like you're flourishing and growing as a person? It might be that you do the things you're scared of and you realise you didn't want to do them, but you were scared of them because you felt like other people were making you do them. So yeah, there is that level. But doing it, you're not going to realise that until you start doing it. So yeah, ask yourself the question. See if you can apply it to something small, like I did today in this video. And yeah, I know you're probably saying, but Rich, you don't loads of these videos. And I go, yeah, I know, but it kind of scares me every time I step outside. That's why you notice most of them are inside. So ask yourself the question, what would I do today if I wasn't afraid? Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I hope you've got something out of it. You're awesome.